Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Mr. Mustache Craps. So today I'm going to do a throwing practice, but I'm also going to, talk about table etiquette for when playing craps, the proper etiquette and courtesy that should be shown to all players. So I'm going to get started with my throw. It's been a little bit since I've thrown, so hopefully I'll do good. I'm starting off with a hard way set with the 4s on top and the 1s off to the side. So that would be a 5. If we were actually betting, the point would be 5. But I'm just going to put the chips down to keep track of my throws. So recently I was at a few different casinos, and I know that, tables are open to everybody, and I totally respect that. And I like welcoming new players for craps. Of course, they know very little, maybe just the rules of the game. And they like to 3-1-4. And, they like to play and so forth. But I did notice a lot of people that, while they weren't knowingly discourteous, but just not knowing better, they would come up and, while the dice is being picked up for a throw, they would reach down and ask a question or place a bet. And that sort of thing occurred several times. So, hence the purpose of my video for today. So, 3, 2, 1, 3. So, basic rules. When you come to a table, you would look and see if there's any action on the table. Is the point turned on? Is it off? Is the puck turned off? Is it a new roller? Or is it somebody that just hit a point and is going to set a new point? So the rules, 5-1-6. So the rules, technically say yes, any player can bet at any time, but it's proper if it's in the middle of somebody's roll, like between setting points. It could be considered proper etiquette to ask them, do you mind if I lay out a bet? And 99% of the time, they'll say fine. But gamblers that we are superstitious too. So you don't want to just come in, lay down money in the middle of a roll. Now, of course, if they've, say, finally 7'd out, 6, 12, only way you can get a 12. So if they've just 7'd out, then feel free. Put your money on the table, the dealer will give you the chips, and then you can join in and play as you want. So, another thing is distracting people. Lots of people like myself, we focus pretty hard. 2, 1, 1, 2, snake eyes. And having somebody come up to either talk to myself or to the person next to me can be distracting. And I'm not trying to be really prudish or stickler about these things, but it can be distracting. I've actually had friends come up, and while I'm getting ready to pick up the dice, and they know better, they come up hard 10. They come up, and they'll just either tap me on my shoulder or ask a question. And it just kind of blows me away because they know better, but I guess they didn't really realize what was going on. So, of course, that, breaks my concentration. And so, in short, if you need to talk to somebody who's playing, whether or not they're throwing, try and be mindful of the situation. If you come up and whisper to somebody, so be it, or even talk in a low voice, so be it, even if they're not the one throwing. But if you're near the person that's throwing, be considerate. Lots of times if I have something so urgent I need to mention to a friend, if they're on a table and I walk up to them, at the appropriate time, I'll just tap them on the shoulder and motion them to step away. But really, up 7 out. But really, there's not much, it's far and few usually that these things happen, but it's just be mindful, be courteous of others. So let me see, that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. A 9 count. And not too bad. I think I haven't touched the dice in a day or so. I'll give another throw and to see how we do. And this time I'll try using the cross 6 set. That's my other favorite set that I like to use. With the 6s up, one of the 4s to the side, and the other 6 facing me. And that's a 7. That would be good on a come-out roll, but kind of worrisome that I'm throwing a 7 on the first roll. The other things, if you smoke, which that's not a problem in my world, but try, if they do allow smoke at the table, be mindful of the other players, because some of these players may not smoke 4, 5, 9. Some of these players may not smoke, and it's a distraction for them, and you never know. They could turn out to have a 30 or 40 count roll, but if you're smoking, it might chase them away, have them move to another table. Also, always be mindful of your drinks. Don't hold drinks over the table, because don't want to get the felt dirty or anything like that. That's 2, 1, 3. But it's just basic consideration of others. That's all I'm getting at. Just being aware of your situation and what's going on around you at the table. So I just wanted to pass that on. Of course, we always welcome new players and love having new players. Help build the craps community. So when I do see a new player or somebody that looks like a first timer, darn, 7 out. That would have been a 4 count. Not good at all. But as I'll approach them and I'll ask them, if they have questions, have they played before? And I try to, help them, coach them, give them basic rules if they don't know. I'll try that again. But I'm going to go back to the hard way set with the 4s on top and the 1s off to the side. Actually, I will reverse the 1s so they are on opposite sides instead of the same side of the dice. See how that works. 10, point would be 10. And I enjoy coaching others, even though I don't make any claims of being an expert. But it's fun to help others learn. And you never know, they may grow to become one of the best craps players ever. And you will help them on that journey. 6, 2, 8. Whoops. Well, I'll just leave that one there and put another one out. So it is kind of difficult talking and throwing and doing a decent job while I talk. But it's fun. I enjoy your company. I appreciate comments that I have received. 639. And I always look forward to them. Feel free to ask any questions. I do respond. Comments are usually the easiest way to get in touch with me. I do check my email at mrmustachecrafts.com. So I do check that. Six, 4, 10, which would be the point. The actual email address is mrmustachecraps@gmail.com, if that's easier. Of course, that's on both the website and the YouTube page. And I am slowly building the website. It's just very rudimentary at this point, but it'll grow. 639 again. And I've also started other social media pages, and hopefully those will be fully underway and developed in the not too distant future. 617. So that's a 6 count. So not my best throwing today, but like I said, I've been out of practice for a good day or so. And so with that, I'm going to call it a session. I appreciate your likes and subscribes. And feel free to comment or ask any questions that you'd like. Have a very good day. Thank you.